Hey, Shalom, welcome to Rakam Akapash from James London, giving all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bashav Chachadash. Want to give double honors unto the elders, the apostles of GMS, and Shalom out there to the whole world, pushing his truth in all sincerity. Back again with another lesson. I wanted to get into this letter. Okay, that's a bit of much speculation. A lot of people believe this is a hoax or a conspiracy, that this letter doesn't actually exist. But it's been said that this letter, was held in the British Library, which it tells you here. Let me read the verse paragraph here. So the following is a letter that speculation claimed that Albert Pike, who was a 33-degree Freemason, right, was, pardon me, he's dead now, right? It says wrote to Giuseppe Mansini in 1871, right? So quite a long time ago. Just like here. So regarding a conspiracy involving 3 world wars that were planned in an attempt to take over the world, right? The Pike letter to Giuseppe Mancini was on display in the British Museum Library in London until 1977. It says the letter has been claimed by many internet sites to reside in the British Library in London, which denied the letter exists, right? So, ain't nobody confirming whether this letter exists or not. But let's look at the content. Let's look at the content of the letter, and let's make a decision based on the things that we are seeing in the world today, or things that have happened already. Because as we already know, we've had 2 world wars already, right? But there's a lot of things going on right now, concerning the West, which is supposed to be representing Christianity, right, and the East, which predominantly represents these Muslims, right? And here in the UK right now, we've got riots going on, up in like the Midlands and that, with so-called white factions, patriot factions, right? The EDL, right? Which hate immigrants. They hate, they're taking over the country, all that shit. They hate the mans, right? And they're accusing of the Muslim communities to be being dangerous because a couple of children got deleted in the community or whatever. So they went up there and kind of freshed the community and was fighting against police and setting things on fire and all kinds of shit, right? So there's this standoff or this friction between the West and the East, or these so-called Christians and these so-called Muslims, because like I said, they're trying to pin it on these people that are Muslim. But then you look at the wider scale of everything, right? Everything else we got going on in the world, right? The conflicts we've got going on right now. Okay, the Middle East right now, right? We got Israel and we got Iran, right? Now, Israel, although is supposed to be based on Judaism, right? They got all the Christians back in Israel, i.e., America, right? These are their allies, right? Israel's allies are so-called Christian nations, okay, the West, right? And Iran is obviously Muslim-based, right? These conflicts are taking place in the world, right? And they're shaping it up to be the one being the enemy over the other, right? Which, the Western narrative, obviously they're the righteous, and they're doing things for freedom and for for good and all this kind of stuff. And everybody else is just an enemy or wicked, or whatever the case may be. These are actually things that are taking place in the earth, right? These types of conflicts, right? And they are being what's the word I'm looking for, man? They're increasing. The tensions between these things, these people are increasing. So let's just look at this letter, right? And just take it in, and then have a look around you, look around the world, what's going on, and tell me this is not playing out, or has not played out already. It's like the what's the other one, man? Is it Jim Crow? No, I feel like it was something else. if it comes back to me, I'll mention it, man. But during slavery, there was some type of letter or whatever that basically told that other slave owners and plantations had to break their Negroes and had them, serving them, the best way to do it to keep them subservient and obedient. The name escapes me right now. But yeah, let's get into this letter, right? I'm just kind of reading on from where I left off, right? It says the letter has been Giuseppe Mansini was an Italian revolutionary leader of the mid-1800s as well as the director of the Illuminati. Albert Pike, historical Masonic figure, is a 33-degree Freemason, occultist, Grand Master, and creator of the southern jurisdiction of the Masonic Scottish Rite Order. Following are apparently extracts from the letter showing how 3 world wars have been planned for many generations. All right, so let's read it, right? I mean, let's see if this hasn't played out the way this letter is. The First World War must be brought about in order to permit the Illuminati to overthrow the power of the Tsars in Russia and the making of the country a fortress of atheistic communism. Right? Divergences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the British and Germanic empires will be used to foment this war. At the end of the war, communism will be built and used in order to destroy other governments in order to weaken the religions. Right? So that's World War One. Right? The scripture speaks about 3 woes. 3 woes, man. 3 destructions, 3 great destructions. Okay, these represent these wars that took place, that Esau manufactured. All right? The Second World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences between the fascists and the political Zionists. Okay, that war became a big focal point on the small hats, right? And the so-called atrocity that was taking place with them, right? From all of that, they were given the land of Israel, and was established as being Israelites in that land. All right. So this war must be brought about so that Nazism is destroyed and that the political Zionism be strong enough to institute a sovereign state of Israel in Palestine. Okay, that's what took place, right? In 1949, that's what took place. Nazism is as a political group is gone, right? Even though you might have remnants of people that believe in that ideology, but for the most part, it's gone, right? It says during the Second World War, international communism must be strong enough in order to balance Christendom, which would be then restrained and held in check until a time when we would need it for the final social cataclysm. Right? And this is the thing, like, Christianity has been a dead religion, man. It has had no real impact on the earth or nothing, man. It's belittled, it's it ain't really doing anything, man. Okay, the world is moved away from religion in terms of Christianity. People are leaving the church. Right? People are becoming disenchanted with the church, especially with all the scandals and all the bullshit, right? The scams and all of that, right? People become more atheistic, right? But the Muslims have been up on the rise, and they take great pride in that. Oh yeah, our numbers. And we're talking about how people are turning to Muslims and all that kind of stuff. All these different people and that, but it's allowed these other religions to become more popular, right? Which obviously these racist patriot Edomites here in the UK and they feel like they're under threat, even though they're still a minority, like a tiny minority in England, and it might be that they might be a majority in certain areas, certain little spots, certain cities or whatever. But as a whole, they are a minority, right? They pose no real threat of taking over the country, like these men are trying to put it. You know. But yeah, getting here to the Third World War now, right? So the Third World War must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the agents of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of the Islamic world, right? Who are clashing head to heads right now in the Middle East? Israel, Iran, and these other Arab Muslim nations, right? That is taking place. So whether you believe that this letter exists or don't exist, or is true or not true, is this not what is actually happening in the earth right now? Okay, Netanyahu is going in. He's going in right now, man. Okay, he ain't letting up. He ain't taking no for an answer. He wants to see these Arabs gone out of the land. you know, they're the enemy to him, right? And he won't stop. All right, and these other nations are not going to stand by. It's causing a whole uproar in the world. Okay, what's going on down there with the Palestinians and whatever. Right, even Turkey are talking about coming down and sorting out Israel. you know, so there's divisions and tension growing between these two factions here we're reading about, right? Continuing on, so the war must be conducted in such a way, right, that Islam, the Muslim Arabic world, and political Zionism, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other. And this is what's going to happen, right? Because these actions, the scripture speaks about the least of the flock drawing them out, right? Israel's heading for that war, man, with Iran and with these Arab nations, right? And it's going to draw all these armies down here. All those that are aligned with Israel, okay, these Christian nations, right? And these Arab nations, man, right? And they got the backing of Russia, right? And what's going to happen is that they're going to go into this war and they're all going to destroy each other. There ain't going to be none of these guys left, right? It says, meanwhile, the other nations, once more divided on this issue, is there not divisions in the earth? Are they not being divided by this very issue that we're talking about? Whether they're going to support Israel, whether they're going to support Palestine, or wherever. Is that not what's going on right now? There's already been turmoil, like politically here in UK. The men don't know whether to support them or not support them. They're getting abused either way. They can't make a right decision, man, because they're gonna get bashed by one community. It's been a mess, right? So meanwhile, the other nations were once more divided on this issue, will be constrained to fight to the point of complete physical, moral, spiritual, and economic exhaustion. This is going to ruin the earth. This conflict is going to ruin the earth, man. We always talk about the financial collapse, right? We talk about all the violence that these nations have done in the name of their religions in the past and now, right? People are just going to want this to stop, man. People are going to be tired, man, and people are going to be like stressed out and afraid, and just want all this fighting to stop, all this conflict to stop. All right, so they're going to be exhausted, right? It says, we shall unleash the nihilists and the atheists, those that have lost their faith, have no power, right? The ones that have done away with religion because they see it as destructive, right? They're going to seem like the voices of reason, right? They're going to seem like the ones that are intelligent. And this is what they've been pushing, with their science, that God doesn't exist and none of this really exists. And, we should just believe the science and listen to these people, And we shall provoke a formidable social cataclysm, which in all its horror will show clearly to the nations the effect of absolute atheism, origin of savagery and of the most bloody turmoil. Then everywhere the citizens obliged to defend themselves against the world minority of revolutionaries would exterminate those destroyers of civilization. And the multitude, disillusioned with Christianity, right? Because like I said, it's been dying, and all the scandals and shit. People want to leave it, right? And these Christians are not fucking all fucking peace. How much war has been waged by so-called Christians? These Christian nations are always fucking waging war, right? So they can't claim like to be peaceful. They're all going to be deemed as bad as one another. It says whose deistic spirits will from that moment be without compass or direction. They don't know what to do, right? Anxious for an ideal, but without knowing where to render its adoration, will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer. Now, this was what I was thinking about when I read this, right? The pure doctrine of Lucifer. Because the doctrine of Lucifer is really, really out here. These people are following it, man. Right? But it's not in its purity yet. It's not in its pure, unashamed, unadulterated form yet. Right? As much as it's wicked, how much wicked this place has become, it's not in its pure form yet. This doest thou wilt. Basically, they're going to get rid of all this, conventional religion, and you're going to be subscribed to this doctrine, which isn't going to be, Christianity or Islam or any of these things. This new way of living, okay, which has already begun, but like I said, it's not in its pure form yet. But the world is being manipulated into accepting a lot of these things already. This is why this whole notion of love everything, love everybody has allowed all this freaky shit to take place. Because that's what they're going to basically push. Do as thou wilt. Okay, just on another scale, another level. Right? It says we will receive the true light through the universal manifestation of the pure doctrine of Lucifer, brought finally out in the public view. Right? So the manifestation will result from the general reactionary movement, which will follow the destruction of Christianity and atheism, both conquered and exterminated at the same time. Right? So that's supposedly the plan. Right? And so, like I said, take a look. Are these things not taking place? Are they not happening? Is this not feasible? Or what's going on right now? So like I said, whether you believe the letter exists or not, okay, all you got to do is pay attention. And if you know these scriptures, then you're going to understand this is exactly what's happening. And this is why we know it to be true. We don't need the letter. We don't need the physical letter. This letter doesn't even need to exist. Right? The fact is, these words are truth. These words are truth. These are the things that are happening on the earth right now. Right? And like I said, the scriptures backs it up 100%. Right? This world is going to be destroyed via these means. And Esau, okay, the elite who's Lucifer, right? The illuminated ones, that's what Lucifer means. The enlightened one, right? They're gonna bring out their doctrine out into the open in all its glory, man. And they're gonna rule. Right? But like I said, a lot of people are gonna be destroyed in the process of this, man, while they're creating their new world. Okay, that's why that whole agenda about the new world order is a thing, it exists. Right? They all talk about it. They've all spoken about it in the past. Right? Like these world organizations, these bodies, right? The WF, the WHO, they're all being set up to take power and control from these governments, man. And they're just gonna be, basically bidding the elites to bring around this cataclysm as they social cataclysm as they put it. Right? The Third World War. Right? So that's that letter. And so let's get into the scriptures now. I'm going to start here in 2 Ezra chapter 9, verse 3. It says, therefore, when there shall be seen earthquakes and uproars of the people in the world, right? So like I said, the people in the world right now are riotous, right? And we're seeing it a lot in all these different places. Like I said, we've had it recently here in the UK. It was still kind of ongoing. But the people are divided, man. And Esau has made it that way. He's putting all this pressure on these countries with the what do you call them? The residents. Let's just put it like that. The residents of the country with all this immigration. Same thing's going on in America, bringing the immigrants and illegal immigrants in, and the citizens. That's what I want to use. The citizens are blaming these immigrants, man. Same here in England. It's the same shit. And Esau's doing it on purpose. It's not just happening. And so it's causing all this tension on all these problems, man. Well, it's part of the problems, part of the reasons, right? So thou shalt well understand that the Most High spake of those things from the days that were before thee, even from the beginning. Right? For light as all that is made in the world have a beginning and an end. The end is manifest. Right? So these things are taking part in the earth right now. Okay? Because we're in the time of the end. Okay? Matthew 24 verse 6, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, right? So we've got all these conflicts going on. I said most notably we've got the Israel-Palestine situation going on, and eventually that's going to escalate. And it's going to bring all these nations and their armies down there in the Middle East to fight this third world war. Right? That's where it's going to lead to ultimately. You've got these other skirmishes going on. You've got Russia, Ukraine. Okay, that's really Russia, and NATO fucking around. The beast, right? But they're using Ukraine as a like a proxy army, man. But obviously they're trying to bait Russia, right? But ultimately they're gonna have that conflict with America and NATO. All right, so that's all being orchestrated right now. It says, for nations shall and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. See that ye be not troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilences and earthquakes in diverse places. All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated of all nations for my name's sake. Okay, these are the men of the Lord, right? Because the men of the Lord out here are the only ones out here with the truth, man. And these people out here don't like the truth. Right? And we're gonna become part of their problem. They're gonna see us as problems, something to be mad about, something to blame. We're gonna be lumped in with everything else that's wrong. And these are the worst. As Volker would like to say, we are we're the worst group on the planet, right? This is verse 10, and then shall many be offended and shall betray one another and shall hate one another. Right, that's what's taking place, man. The love of many is waxing cold, man. People are hating each other, man. People are more turned up than ever. They're sitting on a powder keg of anger, man, and they really just want to let loose. And we saw some of that. Where was it? Liverpool. I think it was up in Liverpool somewhere. We saw some of that when them white dudes went and fucked that town up, man. Setting cars on fire and shit, and just beating down on people. Police, everything. They got out of control. All right, it says and many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And that's another thing that's being touted right now. All this social media, right? People that have these followers have a voice in the world, right? These people look up to and listen to all the damn time, inciting shit. Agents, essentially, right? Agents inciting shit to go down, right? These are like their prophets almost. And man, I listen to them. Oh, you need to do something about it. Yeah, let's go down there. Da, 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 da. But you ain't gonna see them down there. He gonna incite you to go down there and do something stupid. But you ain't gonna see them down there, Except for maybe Tommy Robinson. He gonna be down there and he gonna duck out. But I think they arrested him again. But yeah, these are the men that almost become like their prophets, man. Listening to the men and following them or whatever. But it's true in a traditional sense as well. Right, there's guys out there with with the scriptures that are not prophets of the Lord, man. They're not telling you the truth. Okay, many of them. Right, there's more false prophets than there are righteous prophets, and so the Lord has to be dealing with you to guide you to the right ones. So many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many, and because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. Right, people ain't gonna love in their heart no more, man. As much as they talk that shit, they ain't gonna love in their heart, man. This is bullshit. It says, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. Right? And this is what we're in the end times now. This gospel is in all the earth, in all these nations. This is Isaiah 19, verse 2. It said, I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians. Right? Esau's going to be fighting one another, man. What do you think when it's like with these political parties? We see what went down in America with the whole, what they call them, Proud Boys. I think it's Proud Boys, right? When they went into Capitol, into the Capitol building, right? And the shit that went down, they're ready to do something, man. You had but like I say, all this shit's orchestrated, right? You had the whole fucking assassination attempt, quote, on Trump. It's just inciting more and more anger, right? And so it's about to explode, man, and the violence is gonna ensue these different nations, different countries, right? But so I will set Egyptians against the Egyptians, and they shall fight everyone against his brother, and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom. Right? So these people are going to be exhausted from all this fighting, all this anger that they've been penting up, hating this thing, hating that thing, hating this religion, hating that, all this hate. Hate is exhausting, man. Hating is exhausting. Right? It takes energy, man. All right. And they're gonna like we read in that, they're gonna get to that point of moral and spiritual exhaustion, man. So like I said, all these things has been outlined in the letter is really happening. In 2 Corinthians 15 verse 16, for there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. They should not regard their kings nor princes. That's how things how bad things are gonna get. They're gonna get out of control. Right? Like I said, they're not gonna be listening to the authorities, to the police force, to the army, to the governments, these leaders. They're not gonna be listening. A lot of them are gonna be acting on their own accord, doing what they feel is right, venting that anger. Kind of like the purge. They manage want to vent, and vent they will, right? And this is, like I said, it's going to bring chaos and anarchy. All right. And like I said, people are going to be fed up with it. People are going to be tired of it. People are going to be scared, and they're going to want a solution to all of this, man. They want it to stop, right? And it's going to be your big brother government, right, which is really run by the elites, right? They're going to bring around that MOTB to bring in all this order, and you're going to sacrifice your freedoms to have that, right? Because that's where you're going to be given that pure Luciferian doctrine. You're gonna worship the image of the beast. That's what that doctrine is. It's Esau's system that he's building. Your cage, your confines. All right. So for there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings or princes, and the course of their action shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able, but because of their pride the city shall be troubled. The houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. Right? Like I said, the heart of many are going to wax cold. They're not going to care about prior relationships. You know? A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of the lack of bread and for great tribulation. Great tribulation is brewing. You know? And it's unavoidable. Okay, like I said, this is all prophecy. And that's the funny thing about it. These wicked elite, okay, believe that they're carrying out their plan. But they've had this plan, they had all these plans planned out for years now. Decades, hundreds of years having this plan played out. But really all it is the Most High's plan. And they're a part of it. And they don't understand that, even the end isn't going to be favorable for them. They believe that they're going to control the world through these plans that they've been making. Okay, but it's all going to fail. Right? They're going to bring a lot of death and destruction. Right? But they're ultimately not going to fulfill the enterprise, man. It's Psalm 64 verse 2 says, hide me from the secret counsel of the wicked, right? I.e. the Illuminati, i.e. Freemasons, and all these different secret groups, right? That these wicked elites, move around in. Right? Scripture speaks about secret councils of these wicked men. Right? From the insurrection of the workers of iniquity, who whet their tongue like a sword and bend their bows to shoot their arrows, even bitter words, that they may shoot in secret at the perfect. Suddenly they do shoot at him and fear not. They encourage themselves in an evil matter. Right? So like I said, their plans is the evil matter, and their new world order. Their enslavement of the peoples of the earth under their wicked system. Pardon me. So they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune of laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? So all these things that are orchestrated, people don't see it, and people don't want to believe it, that it's orchestrated. Oh, that's just a conspiracy. There's no proof and there's no evidence. Well, just because there's no proof or evidence doesn't mean it's not true. Right? If you already knew who it is that we're dealing with on this earth, that Esau is the devil, and as you knew his intentions, these things wouldn't seem so crazy. But people don't want to believe in the scriptures. People don't want to believe in prophecy. They don't want to believe that such people or such things exist. And so they'll brush it off, Like, that's just crazy talk. But like I said, take a look around what's going on around you, man, and tell me these are not the things that are happening in the earth. Tell me these scriptures are not true, man. You take a good fucking hard look. You don't feel like you're coming to the end of something? This place is a fucking mess. This place is going down the fucking pan, man. Everything's fucked up, man. And things are already getting worse. Okay, people know or can feel war is on the horizon, man. That's why all nations are preparing for it. But you're gonna tell me, nah, the scriptures is wrong. There isn't gonna be no war. Of course there is. There's been 2 already that were prophesied, and the third world coming quickly. It's coming. Okay, you're not gonna put it off with happy fucking thoughts. It's happening. Tensions in the world are growing, man. People are becoming more and more distressed, angry. Okay, we're in the end times, man. Okay, people that don't want to acknowledge that, man, you're in denial, man. You just don't want to accept it, man. And it's gonna be worse for people like you when the time comes. Verse 6, they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Right? Esau's not fucking stupid, man. Esau's very diligent in wickedness. Right? Scripture says Esau's a very cunning hunter. Right? He's very devious on how he goes about his business, man. He knows how to get shit done under the noses of you fucking simpletons out here in the world. Right? This guy is doing mass manipulation on a daily basis. Because he mass witchcraft on a daily basis. This man's doing the most. Right? So they search out iniquities, they accomplish a diligent search. Both the inward thought of every one of them and the heart is deep. That's the level the elites are on. Not these fucking peons out here that couldn't do a fucking crossword. right? These elite on a fucking deep level on the left-hand side. Okay, we Logan, who we were the elect, we are deep on the right-hand side. Okay, we got the truth, which trumps any of that bullshit that Esau's dealing with, right? We deep on the right-hand side. Okay, we know and see the things that are going on. Esau's not doing it without our knowing. The Spirit always reveals it, man. Always reveals his handiwork to us. You know, that's why we can call shit that other people can't say, can't call it. Oh no, that's just crazy. There's no proof of that. We don't need the proof. Proof is in the Spirit. You know? Proof is in what's actually happening. The manifestation of prophecy is the proof. You know? Don't need no fucking document. I don't need the Rothschild to come out and say, yeah, we're the devil. We don't need that. You know, we don't need them to do that. You know, we're gonna chip it. We don't need them to do that. Even though they've come out and said certain things in the past. You know, Nick Rockefeller to Aaron Russo, they've said shit in the past, man. And then they tried to bury it, tried to hide it. Oh, that man don't exist. They're fucking jokers, bro. Esau's a joker. You know, you don't need none of that, man. We've got the scriptures, and the proof is in the prophecy. You know, in the pudding, in the prophecies. There's proofs in the prophecies, man. The manifestations of them. If you're watching and you're waiting, you know, you're being circumspect. You can see it. None of the stuff that's going on in the earth right now is good news for you people, man. Just like the scriptures are not good for you people. The scripture speaks about the destruction of this world, i.e. this kingdom. It's the last kingdom to be destroyed before Yahushua establishes his own kingdom. This is the last kingdom, man. So of course it's gonna go down in fucking fire and screams and boiling blood. You know, of course it is. And that is what's taking place, man. We're on the road to that. The world is on the road to perdition. Esau's kingdom is on the road to perdition. All right. So verse 7 says, but God shall shoot at them with an arrow. Suddenly they should be wounded. Right. So like I mentioned earlier, they're not going to be able to fulfill all their evil plans. Ultimately, okay, they're going to get close to doing it all, but they're not going to ultimately be able to fulfill it because the Most High. Well, it's not in the Most High's plan. It might be in Esau's plan, but it's not in the Most High's plan. And that's what's really taking place out here. The Most High's will, not Esau's will. All right? So he's going to be taken out of the picture. He's going to be put into slavery. He's going to be destroyed. And, you know, he's not going to have no more power in the earth again. You know? So they shall make their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Like I mentioned, the Esau, he puts things out there. He says things, right? And if you're not learned, your eyes are not opened, your ears are not open. You're not going to catch these things that they say, and things that they do. You know, because Esau, he doesn't speak plainly. He doesn't do things as one would expect, right? But when you understand these scriptures, that's the behavior of the devil right there. You know, we're looking for buzzwords and shit that they have said in the past. You know, we're more observant and alert than the majority of these people are on the planet. You know, to their deception. You know. So they shall make their own tongue fall upon themselves. All that see them shall flee away. They ain't gonna believe in him, right? We see. These men don't see. And so you're gonna end up siding with him and perishing with him. All men shall fear and shall declare the work of God, for they shall wisely consider of his doing. The righteous shall be glad in the Lord and shall trust in him, and all upright in heart shall glory. So at the time we're coming in, man, we got to put full trust in Yahweh Hashem Yahushai, and not this devil, man. This devil's going to lead everybody down to destruction. Right? It's Revelation chapter 6 verse 4 says, and there went out another horse that was red. Okay, this represents Esau. And power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth. right? So like I mentioned, he's responsible for 2 world wars already, man, and war continuously, right? He's the one creating arms races. He's the one that selling weapons to other nations. He's always at war, providing the means of war, causing destabilization around the whole fucking planet. Right? They have the military industrial complex. Right? They make bare money. They make hell of a lot of money out of war. Right? They spend the most money on war. This is Esau, man. This is you so-called white people, beginning with America. This is you, right? So peace was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, right? And that they should kill one another. Isn't that what was reading in the letter? Right? There's so much destruction going to go on. They're gonna get tired, right? But again, it's something they've orchestrated to take peace from the earth, right? That they should kill one another, and there was given unto him a great sword, right? And that great sword that he possesses is those nuclear weapons, man, which the Lord is gonna reverse on his ass and destroy him with it. The land of America is gonna be destroyed by thermonuclear fire. In Psalms 55, verse 21, the words of his mouth were smoother than butter, but war was in his heart. Right? So, like I said, Esau talks a good game in trying to save the world, save the planet, save humanity, caring about immigrants and caring about black people, white people, yellow people. He talks all this good shit. But it is full of shit. It is BS, man. Esau doesn't care about nobody, man, but himself. So he stands there, in front of all these nations as a world leader, all these different nations that they're trying to make the world a fucking better place. He still don't give a shit about you in it, right? He gonna make a better world for himself. You, on the other hand, are gonna be fucking living in Rat City. You're gonna be living the life of a fucking of a sim of a lemming, right? Of a simpleton that can't even control his own fucking emotions. Yeah, like the man in Equilibrium, right? You're just gonna be a servant, a drone. That's hell. But that's what you people are gonna opt for, as opposed to all the violence. But yeah, it says, war was in his heart. His words were softer than oil, yet were they drawn swords. Right? Esau is always at war with somebody or something. That is his nature. And like I said, it's not even enough for him to gain the whole world. It's not enough because he'd never be satisfied. The scripture tells you that. He's insatiable. He is as death. Right? Is as hell, right? It's his nature. And this is why he's not a person, a creation that can exist on the earth, man. He's here to do his to perform his lot that the Most High have given him, to be the wicked. But he's not something. It's not somebody you want on the planet, because all he's gonna do is wickedness and violence, man. He is the manifestation of the spirit of Cain in the people. In these Edomites, right? So these men are always plotting and scheming to do violence, because this is his blessing at the end of the day. This is how he has to go about taking shit, which I believe is the next scripture. Genesis 27 verse 40. This is the blessing that Esau was given, right? And by thy sword shalt thou live, and shalt serve thy brother. It shall come to pass, when thou shalt have the dominion, thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. Right? So he was told this is how he would live. He would live by the sword. He has to live by this violence, by stealing. That's why he's a covetous man. He goes around the whole earth taking shit that don't belong to him, claiming it for himself. And then talking down to people, talking at people, like you weren't the devil, that you weren't, you didn't go around and oppress people and steal shit from them. Acting like you ain't done nothing wrong. And that's why your upcoming is coming. So you've lived that way. You've lived by the sword, and you still do it to this day. You have plans for violence, man. Okay, that's why. Again, that's why these letters, or these types of letters like this, that have been debated whether they exist or not, You can see it, but this is what Esau's been doing. This is exactly what he's been doing. This fits his character completely, and it fits the scriptures completely. You know? What do they call that? Source referencing or something like that. And I say, fucking, it's a uni term, innit? You have to reference evidences. Okay? From the evidences that we have, this letter must be true. Whether it exists or don't exist. You know? Because that's exactly what's happening. Right? This is Esau all over. Because like I said, he missed out on his blessing, man. And this is how he goes about, or is trying to go about regaining it. Right? Verse 41 says, and Esau hated Jacob because of the blessing wherever his father blessed him. And Esau said in his heart, the days of mourning for my father are at hand. Then I will slay my brother Jacob. He was on that Cain shit, man. You know, he's been on that Cain shit ever since. Right? But he lost out his blessing because he was he was unfaithful. The Most High didn't want him. You know? And I'll close out with this. Is Micah chapter 2 verse 1 says, woe to them that devise iniquity. This is a great iniquity that's been devised. Right? And work evil upon their beds. Always plotting and planning, you know, the next steps and ways to go forward. Right? When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. These men are the ones in rulership. They're the ones in power. You know? So they have the means and the ability to do all these things. They run all these companies. Okay, they control your what you watch on TV, your media consumption. Okay, they got all these fucking plants out there, you know, directing you, influencing you, you know, because they're influencers, right? Influencing you to believe a certain things. Algorithm is working against you 24/7. So you're being manipulated all the damn fucking time. You know? It says they covet fields. They have desire to take everything that doesn't belong to them. Right? They want the whole earth for themselves. They want you, just like they did to the Native Americans, man. They want all the good land and they want to leave you with nothing. Put you on reservations. That's what they want to do to the whole planet. They want to take the good of the earth, everything that it has to offer, the fatness, as we read. Well, we didn't read it, but that was a blessing. Oh, no, we did read it. Because he was promised the fatness of the earth for a time, right? He wants the fatness of the earth and he wants it all to himself. He doesn't want to share it with these heathens. He doesn't want to share it with the people. Even though these people got their own inheritance that the Most High gave him, he doesn't want them to have that. He wants to take it for himself. As far as he concerned, everyone should be subservient to him. They'll goy him, as they would put it. You know? So they have the desire to take everything. And that's what these world organizations are trying to do. Right? That's what they're working behind, you know, behind the scenes doing. Talking about fucking global warming some shit. Why we got to give up all our things. Because we're harming the planet. All these things are going to be taken from the small people, man. The elites are going to enjoy everything on max mode. You know, they're still going to be able to eat real meat. You know, clean meat, right? You got to have fucking bug milk, plant meat. You know, can't drive around, can't go nowhere quick. You know, you're going to be locked into a 20-minute city. So you don't even need a car, so it's all right. You know, you're not going to be taking bare holidays and shit. You know what I mean? They bro, Esau's got a fucking dystopian world ready for you. He got a dystopian world ready for you, man. Okay, but he gonna be living the fucking good life, man. He gonna be living on Elysium. You watch that movie? Watch that movie. Right? They're gonna be living good. You're gonna be living fucking fucked up. This is their desire, man. You know, and this is just not the way the Most High, you know, set this place to be like, man. But at the same time, the Most High just set this guy up to be the devil and to be doing all this crazy shit. Right? But like I said, he's gonna fall short of his ambitions, you know, his desire to destroy the Israelites, you know, the Jacobites, right? He's going to fail in all these things. And he himself is going to find himself in slavery with nothing. He's going to have nothing. You know, Esau's, you know, he's gambled hard, isn't it? But he's going to lose everything. All right, it says they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away, so they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage. Therefore, thus saith the Lord power Yahweh, behold, against this family do I devise an evil. And Most High got the most devastating evil waiting for Esau, man. Right? For which ye shall not remove your necks, neither shall you go haughtily, for this time is evil. We're living in evil times, man. That's just the truth, man. And anyone that acting like it ain't the case, you're fucking living in a dream world, man. You know, just casual people I work with and stuff like that. I mean, people are talking about how crazy this world is, right? You know, people getting stabbed all the time and machetes and all kinds of things. It's like this world is not what it used to be. Even though there's always been violence here, you know, there's always been violence throughout the ages. But people's spirits are getting fucking fucked up, man. You know, people becoming scared and shit. But that's the time we're in. You know, times of evil, man. All right, but I'm gonna end it there. Lord, this has been edifying, and I'll catch you, bro. This is on the next video. So till next time, I say shalom.